Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to December 2022. I'll send out my Christmas list to everybody. It'll be easy. Just send money. I'll take care of the rest. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, so here's some notes I wrote on the market last night, this morning a little bit. SPY pushed over the. Whoops. Go to the SPY. There we go. SPY pushed over the 200 period moving average, which is this red line right here, and moved closer to this downtrend line, this magenta, whatever color that is. Moved closer to that magenta line right there. I think that creates a little bit of caution because I think anytime the market pushes up like this, it's prime and ripe for a little bit of a rest. So if we go to buying too much up here, what happens is you may buy good quality charts, and 10 days from now they certainly may go up. I'm not saying they won't, but what'll happen is you'll be punished for not buying at the right time, not timing everything. One thing I can assure you of, you won't miss a doggone thing, and that's what happens. We get caught in this FOMO trading, fear of missing out, and then we get caught up in this, and then we can't figure out why we're losing money right away. Well, the problem is, stop that FOMO business, fear of missing out. Okay, so let's see, likely to rest higher. I'm still thinking we push higher. I'm still thinking that the trend down here, the trend moving up here. Where's my tool? Right here. I still think this trend will continue up, and I think it will continue up quite simply until it doesn't. I can't tell you where it's going to stop. I can't tell you where it's going to roll over. I can't tell you if it's going to roll over. All I can do is follow the trend. So I will remain bullish until my trend is broke. I think because the market popped up so much yesterday, there are a lot of overbought charts right now. And so really, I think this is a good time to be a little cautious. Work on that watch list. Set some things up is what I would like to do. Take a look at the 15-minute chart on the SPY. That's just crazy. That's just insane. Now, it can go higher, believe me. But history tells us that this is too much for a 15-minute chart. So we might need a little rest. And you know what? The rest could be right down here to 406. The rest doesn't have to be way down here. Does not. The rest does not have to come down here to 431. It does not. There is no rule. There's no law. There's no Oz in the land of trading wizards that says, hey, it's got to come down here. Nope, it does not. Okay, so with that said, I do think it's time we start discussing maybe a few of the bigger players. Now, for the person that trades small stocks, there's certainly stocks out there. I threw one on here for that. But we just might be thinking about some bigger players right now. And one might be Nike. One might be Nike. So what I'm liking about Nike is we've put this bottom in, we've rallied up, and we're challenging this top right here. Above this top in here, Nike just might be a big contender to move higher. And where higher? How about back to its highs? How about up there? It could certainly happen. Absolutely. Now, for traders, I get it. You want to trade it here, you certainly trade it. But once it gets above this area here, I think it frees it up to see that top line up here. At the moment, it can't even see it. There's way too much forest through here for Nike to even see that top right now. So we get through that top, or this forest, then let's see what happens. Look at PANW here. This is another one that I like. PANW, let's look at the weekly. Here's the weekly. Look at that weekly chart. Big bullish Hiromi in here. Great sideways move. So what we need is just get that breakout going. PANW. could easily be back up here to 200 bucks. Easy. What was the high on it? Yeah, 210. Easy be back up there. And making some new highs. Okay, so what if, I'm going to use Google for this example. Well, first let me talk about the bullish side of Google. I think once Google gets through about 101.95, what it will do is it will have challenged all that resistance area. Once we get through that resistance area, now it can see some blue sky. Yes, there will be resistance over here on the left. Look, if you're not buying all-time new high stocks, you're always going to be looking at resistance. And every single penny here is resistance. Every penny. So if you're concerned about resistance, then trade all-time new highs. It's real simple, okay? Real simple. So, all right, let's look at the downside of this. This is not this rhetorical question. You know, who thinks we're going to move back down? Please don't answer that, okay? We could. Nothing is saying this market is out of trouble. Nothing is saying that the market is completely bullish. Not at all. And we could move down. This is why you put limits in here. Take Google. Google is one of these charts that I'm looking at for a longer term trade. And I'm looking to trade it. So it'd be two positions, multiple positions, two different accounts. So it's certainly tradable. Follow the rules. Right now it's too high. Let it consolidate. But if we're looking at something like Google long term, well, trade it long term. If you're looking at long term, you're not looking at every stinking penny that rolls around. You're not. Now, you do have to put stops on there, so be sure to do that. So what if Google does come back down? Well, put that stop on there that says, okay, that's enough. Google might not be ready. See, here's the problem. There is not a soul on earth can tell you that if Google from here is going to go up or if Google is going to go down. There's not a soul on earth that will write you a check by telling you what it's going to do. And if they're wrong, they write checks. Nobody will do that. And there's a reason for that. Nobody knows. So here's what I don't want. I don't want Google to get up here, let's just say 150 bucks. Okay, I'll say 150. I don't want Google to get up to 150 bucks. And then all of a sudden one day I say, okay, I'm going to get long Google long term. No, I want to be long Google maybe in this area right here. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to put that stop in there. In the meantime, I'm going to look at trading Google in the trading account. So what we want to look for is things like what makes Google right now something to look at. Well, how about these lows? How about those lows over there? We've got ourselves an inverted head and shoulder. And if you were to take the Fed out of the picture, everybody would be tripping over themselves. They would be making asses of themselves to buy Google. But because yesterday, what did we talk about in the room? There's Eeyores out there and there's Tiggers out there. And there's probably some, who's that other guy? Tigger, Eeyore, and my morning. I can't remember now. You know what I'm talking about. So you've got to decide, are you going to be a Tigger or are you going to be an Eeyore? In other words, does a black cloud constantly follow you around every single freaking day? If it does, you're an Eeyore. Then don't trade anything long. Be short forever and ever and ever. It's not going to work out for you, though. I'm pretty confident of that. You'll go broke before the market goes down. So, trade it. If you want some long-term, look at some long-term. Put some limits in there. Winnie the Pooh, that's who I was thinking of. Winnie the Pooh. So be either a Tigger or be an Eeyore. Which it is, whichever. Let's look at Netflix. Netflix, that's a little spendy there. But I think Netflix goes much higher. Netflix is the king of TV watching. Netflix goes higher. Now, I certainly wish I would have bought Nflx back here. I may never buy Nflx for the longer term. It may be up too much now. But for trading, I think Nflx is a great chart. Other people might think that's a perfect long-term chart. Take Home Depot. Look at Home Depot. Home Depot is the king of fixing up your houses. They are, from what I understand, and I've not done any research, I just listen. But from what I understand, they're a little better off than Lowe's. I wouldn't shoot Lowe's in the knee, though. I wouldn't take a baseball bat and cap their knees. I wouldn't do that. You like Lowe's, trade Lowe's. But now what we've got here is this big bullish W pattern. Let me draw this out. Let's make this bigger here. So we've got this big bullish W pattern that broke out. W patterns, inverted head and shoulders, these are reversal patterns. They're tradable if you want, but they are reversible patterns. We have reversed. So until that's negated, I'm going with the bullish side of Home Depot. Is Home Depot going to pull back like this from time to time? Yes, it will. All charts do. Let's take a look at a little cheapie here, RIG. I kind of like RIG. RIG's a little $4 stock. RIG, we're up over that 1,000 period moving average right now. I'm liking what RIG is doing here. We're up. We just go sideways, 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 sideways. We can see that we put in, there we go, kind of a strung out bullish W pattern, but nevertheless, it is a bullish W pattern. And here we've broken out. In fact, we're in the midst of testing that W pattern right now. So right now, it looks to me that RIG might be something to look at. I'm going to look for things like 3/8 traps, pullbacks to the trend line or pullbacks to the T line, those sort of things. And we will alert, you guys, members know, we'll alert in the room and on the app. Okay, the last one I have, because I get a ton of questions about this one, Tesla. Okay. So I'm looking at Tesla. I see an inverted head and shoulders here. I definitely do. Now, personally, I don't think Tesla is a good trade. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that big time. I think over about 226, 227, 230 in there maybe. That's where Tesla gets serious. Right here, definitely tradable chart. Absolutely tradable. But above 226.50, somewhere right in here, that's where I think Tesla gets serious. So, yeah, we have this inverted head and shoulders. That's a reversal pattern. We have yet to break out of that bullish W pattern, and I want that regardless, period. I don't want to be trading this down here. I take that back. You know, if it was to pull back, and then I could see the market was lifting a little bit, the market was on our side, if I saw a buy signal, I could see that. And right now, that would be a trade, which, 15 to 20%, not a bad trade for Tesla. Not a bad trade. But it's over 2.25 that I'll take it very, very serious, looking for maybe something way up here. Okay, that is my trade ideas. We're putting these on the watch list. We'll keep track of them. We'll alert members if one of them are looking good, setting up. If we buy, if we close, we'll definitely do that. All right, so I'm going to check out of here. Say thank you to everybody. I appreciate